Right friends, welcome back to News at a Glance for 45th week. This is from 7th November to 13th November. Income Tax Department asked all the banks to report all the cash deposits exceeding rupees 2.5 lakh during the 50-day window given for tendering now defunct rupees 500 and rupees 1000 rupee notes. And here the previous instructions were banks were required to report when the cash deposits in any financial year exceeds rupees 10 lakhs. But now, in view of the expected malpractices and at the same time, so as to bring more people into the tax net, Income Tax Department gave instructions that whoever deposits more than rupees 2.5 lakh in cash within this 50 days, the details will be made known to the income tax authorities. And at the same time, Income Tax Department also stated that for the cash deposits exceeding rupees 2.5 lakhs, PAN number is also a must. Then, as per the Income Tax Act, unaccounted money will have to face 30% tax, 12% interest, at the same time 200% penalty. So these things don't forget. Narendra Batra, this is very important news. Narendra Batra became the first Indian to become the president of International Hockey Federation or FIH. This International Hockey Federation is headquartered in Lausanne, Switzerland. That is one aspect. Other aspect is Narendra Batra at present he is the president of Hockey India. He is elected to this international body. And he is the first Indian to be elected, and at the same time not only the first Indian but also the first non-European. And Narendra Batra will be the 12th FIH president. And you may ask, outgoing president is Leandro Negre. These things don't forget. Look at the next one. Tsunami has hit New Zealand after an earthquake struck the south island of New Zealand, and the magnitude, as per the United States of America Geological Survey reports, is 7.8. The magnitude is 7.8 on Richter scale, and at the same time this hit 95 kilometers from Christchurch. And here the most important aspect is New Zealand lies on the notorious Ring of Fire. Look into this slide. This is the Ring of Fire. This is the region, or you can say major area of the basin of Pacific Ocean, where large number of earthquakes as well as volcanic eruptions occur, and this ring of fire is more than 40,000 kilometers in length, and this is the most active area in the world as far as earthquakes and volcanic eruptions are concerned. Look into the next one. Colombian government and FARC rebels announced a new peace agreement. And all of you are familiar with the referendum. Colombian people rejected the old peace agreement, and now the government and FARC rebels announced a new peace agreement, and this was signed in Havana, the Cuba capital. Not only this, another important aspect is the President Juan Manuel Santos was already awarded with the Nobel Peace Prize for this peace agreement. These are important aspects, don't forget. And I have given details about the FARC rebels. FARC rebels are the rebels of Revolutionary Armed Forces of Colombia, and basically it is a guerrilla movement, and almost 2,20,000 people lost their lives and 7 million people were displaced during the past 5 decades. And it's a good sign that finally peace agreement was concluded with the FARC rebels. So if someone talks about FARC rebels, the country is Colombia, and its president Juan Manuel Santos got the Nobel Peace Prize for this peace deal. These things are very important. Aditi Ashok, a 18-year-old girl from Karnataka, she became the first Indian woman to win Ladies European Tour title by clinching Hero Women's Indian Open. So if someone talks about Aditi Ashok, she is the golfer from Bengaluru in Karnataka, and she is the first Indian woman to win Ladies European Tour title. Public Service Broadcasting Day was observed on November 12. What is the significance of November 12? On this day in the year 1947, Father of the Nation Mahatma Gandhi visited the All India radio station in Delhi, and he addressed the displaced people subsequent to partition who temporarily settled at Kurukshetra in Haryana. Right friends, look at the next one. Construction of Mumbai-Ahmedabad bullet train will start by the end of 2018 and will become fully operational by 2023. Our Prime Minister visited Japan and several important aspects took place. One is civil nuclear cooperation agreement was signed with Japan. India is the first non-NPT country to sign civil nuclear cooperation agreement with Japan. And second important point is our Prime Minister along with the Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe travelled by bullet train from Tokyo to Kobe. Then the Prime Minister visited Kawasaki Heavy Industries. And please don't forget, Shinkansen technology is being used for this Mumbai-Ahmedabad bullet train. Look into the next one. The famous poet and novelist and best known for Hallelujah song, he is Leonard Cohen. Leonard Cohen died recently and he is from Canada, and more than 2000 recordings of the songs have been made. Look into the next one. An agreement was reached between India and Sri Lanka for establishing a joint working group on fisheries. And a meeting of the joint working group will be held once in 3 months, and the meeting of fisheries ministers will be held once in 6 months. And if someone talks about the problem of fishermen, that is mostly with Sri Lanka in our neighborhood. Sometimes our fishermen are into problems with Pakistan, but rarely, but most of the times our fishermen are entering into the territorial waters of Sri Lanka. That's why they are into the problems. So agreement was reached between India and Sri Lanka for establishing a joint working group on fisheries. 81-year-old Michel Aoun was elected as the president of Lebanon. Lebanon is a complex country with substantial population belonging to Maronite Christian, substantial population belonging to Shia group of Muslims, Sunni group of Muslims. So the country is divided on this religious lines: Maronite Christian, Shia group of Muslims, Sunni group of Muslims, and each and every group has got its own leader. Please look into this slide. President-elect Michel Aoun is a Maronite Christian. Prime Minister-elect Saad Hariri is a Sunni group of Muslims. At the same time, Secretary General Hezbollah, that represents a Shia group, is Hassan Nasrallah. So now finally, after 2.5 years of a political stalemate, this president of Lebanon was announced. Look into the next one. Google and Archaeological Survey of India came together for 360-degree virtual tour of 280 odd monuments across the country. And you may ask something about Archaeological Survey of India. Archaeological Survey of India was established by Alexander Cunningham, and it is under the Ministry of Culture. These things are important. And at the same time, this Archaeological Survey of India given permission to Google for creating 360-degree virtual tour of monuments. Look into the next one. Bindeshwar Pathak, the founder of Sulabh International, is going to be the brand ambassador of Swachh Rail Mission of Indian Railways. For Swachh Rail Mission of Indian Railways, Bindeshwar Pathak, the founder of Sulabh International, will be brand ambassador. And at present, as a pilot project, this Sulabh International is maintaining toilets at 5 important railway stations: Old Delhi, Gorakhpur, Jaipur, Ahmedabad and Gwalior. Right friends, look at the next one. DRDO, that is the Defense Research and Development Organization, signed a memorandum of understanding with IIT Delhi basically to establish Joint Advanced Technology Center, and it will come up in the upcoming Science and Technology Park in IIT Delhi. Ranveer Singh, all of you are familiar with Ranveer Singh. He is the Bollywood actor and he was appointed as the brand ambassador for Switzerland's tourism campaign of 2017. And the theme here is Nature Wants You Back. So Ranveer Singh, Bollywood actor, will be the brand ambassador of Switzerland's tourism. Central government demonetized rupees 500 and rupees 1000 notes, and new notes of rupees 500 as well as rupees 2000 have already released, and for the first time government released currency note of rupees 2000. And if you look at the demonetization, for the first time government demonetized in 1946. Subsequently in 1954, three denominations were introduced: rupees 1000, rupees 5000, rupees 10,000, and all these three denominations were again demonetized in January 1978 when Mukherjee Desai was the Prime Minister. Right? Rupees 500 notes were introduced in 1980s and rupees 1000 notes were introduced in the year 2000. And now new series of rupees 500 as well as rupees 2000 currency notes were introduced. And if you look at rupees 2000 note, I have given features here. For the first time government issued notes in the denominations of rupees 2000, and they are called Mahatma Gandhi new series of notes. Base color here is magenta. The size is 66 millimeters by 166 millimeters. On one side Mahatma Gandhi and on the other side motif of Mangalyaan, and here Devanagari script of numerals are also introduced, and 7 bleed lines are there basically for visually impaired people. If you look at rupees 500 note, it is totally different from the existing note, and the color is stone grey. The size is 63 millimeters by 150 millimeters, and on the front side Mahatma Gandhi and on the other side motif of red fort, and here this also carries the Devanagari script of numerals. At the same time it has got 5 bleed lines. These bleed lines are basically to identify the note by the visually impaired people. Right friends, look at the next one. President Pranab Mukherjee presented Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam Ignite Awards, and these were started in 2008 and organized by National Innovation Foundation. And the National Innovation Foundation is autonomous body under the Department of Science and Technology. This is one important point. These awards are announced on 15th October, which is APJ Abdul Kalam's birth anniversary. And second important point is this is a national competition for original technological ideas and innovations up to class 12 students or up to 17 years of age for the students who are out of school. Right? So, to promote innovative ideas, this APJ Abdul Kalam Ignite Awards were started in 2008 by National Innovation Foundation. Look into the next one. California's Attorney General Kamala Harris became the first Indian American to win the US Senate seat, and she is the 6th black individual to be elected to the United States of America's Senate. Please look into this slide. United States of America's newly elected president is Donald Trump, and he belongs to Republican Party, and United States of America is a presidential constitutional republic. So here president is elected. In India, parliamentary form of republic, and whereas USA is the presidential form of republic, that is the basic difference. And here US Congress constitutes 2 houses, that is the US Congress, the lower house is House of Representatives, the upper house is the Senate. So these things don't forget. Look into the next one. Indian lawyer Anita Rajbooth was elected as a member of the International Law Commission. It is the top legal body consisting of legal experts of United Nations General Assembly. New scheme Pradhanmantri Surakshit Matrutva Abhiyan, basically to reduce the maternal mortality rate in the country. This Pradhanmantri Surakshit Matrutva Abhiyan was launched. It is a free health checkup to pregnant women at government health centers and hospitals on 9th of every month. So this is the initiative of Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. Look into the next one. First World Tsunami Awareness Day. For the first time, we celebrated World Tsunami Awareness Day on 5th November. And the theme for this year is effective education and evacuation drills. Why this November 5 was chosen? Because on this day in 1854, a villager in Japan saved a number of lives. Right friends, look at the next one. Pradhanmantri UYOJENA was launched. This was launched by the Union Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship. You may ask, who is the Minister for Skill Development and Entrepreneurship? He is Rajiv Pratap Rudy from Bihar. And at the same time, this is to scale up an ecosystem of entrepreneurship for youngsters. This Pradhanmantri UYOJENA is basically to give training in entrepreneurship education and to promote entrepreneurship once the students comes out of colleges. That is the main purpose of this Pradhanmantri UYOJENA. The Prime Minister says youth should be job givers but not job seekers. So with that in theme, this program Pradhanmantri UYOJENA was launched over a period of 5 years. The total project cost is 499.94 crores. The main aim is to train 7 lakh students in 5 years through 3050 institutions. So if someone talks about Pradhanmantri UYOJENA, basically to promote entrepreneurship among the youth of this country. Then China has become the world's first country to launch X-ray pulsar navigation satellite. And what is the purpose of this? The location of the spacecraft in deep space can be determined. At present, the correct location of the spacecraft is limited by the time delay from greater distances. Now, the location of the spacecraft in deep space can be determined and it may lead to autonomous spacecraft navigation in future. So if someone talks about a pulsar navigation satellite that is launched by China for the first time in the world. Then Supreme Court scrapped Punjab Termination of Water Agreements Act 2004. And on presidential reference, Supreme Court gave judgment after 12 years and presidential reference can be made as per 143(1) of the Constitution. And the Supreme Court stated that the Punjab Termination of Water Agreements Act 2004 was illegal. And the Supreme Court also stated that the state government defied the Supreme Court verdicts of 2002 and 2004 for sharing of Ravi and Bias waters. Guy Ryder became the Director General for second 5-year term. Guy Ryder is at present Director General of International Labour Organization, and ILO was established in 1919 and it is United Nations agency and headquartered in Geneva, Switzerland. And this International Labour Organization was got Nobel Prize for Decent Work and Justice for Workers. So ILO, the Nobel Prize winner, is headquartered in Geneva, Switzerland, and for next 5-year term, that is the second 5-year term, Guy Ryder from United Kingdom will be the Director General. Look into the next one. World Science Day for Peace and Development was celebrated on 10th November. Please don't forget National Science Day is celebrated on February 28th and International, or you can say World Science Day for Peace and Development is celebrated on 10th November. And the theme celebrating science centers and science museums is the theme for this year. Looking to the next one. First International Agro-Biodiversity Congress was held recently and it has adopted the New Delhi Declaration on Biodiversity Management. Right friends, with this let us conclude the New City Glance for 45th week. Please do join for other modules and capsules. Have a nice day. Thank you.